If you really want something, the whole universe will conspire to achieve it through you. I know this is not the original quote from the famous book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Now you must be wondering, how dare you adapt this famous quote? And who are you to say all this? Okay, right at the outset, let me tell you, I am not a coach on law of attraction or manifestation. I am, in fact, an actress, an Indian actress. I come from the state of Kerala and I've acted predominantly in Malayalam films. And this year, I complete 25 years in the film industry. I have worked in 5 languages, including Hindi and English and other South Indian languages. I've also been an entrepreneur, and by educational qualification, I'm a clinical psychologist. So today's talk is going to be on the subject, the truth behind manifestation. Now, I know the words, the law of attraction and manifestation, just blow everyone's mind immediately. It's like, oh wow, here I'm going to get that secret tip and I'm just going to create my dream life. I'm going to tell you exactly how your dream life can manifest, but I'm not going to tell you how you are going to manifest it. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I want you to think of the answer. I'll give you a little pause in between, and then I'll give you the next question or the answer. Do you use the words, my body? My body is aching. My body is fabulous. My body, my body, my body. We all say it, right? Do you use the words, my mind? We all say that. Oh, my mind's just not in place today. My mind's so disturbed. My mind is this fabulous, brilliant mind I have. Whatever, my mind. Now the question is, who is saying, my body, my mind? Think, I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. I know all Josh Talk viewers are brilliant people already, and so you must be having your ideas and your answers for this. However, this question, who is saying my body and my mind, comes to not who am I. I'm going to tweak that a bit to what am I? And then it's much easier to get the answers. And over my entire life, that's been the only quest to come to the point of self-realization. And for many, many years in my life, I thought, like most people do, it's an unachievable thing. It may happen in this lifetime. It might take lifetimes to happen. And no, I'm here to tell you, it's going to happen right now. Just when we discuss this, right now as I give you the answer, you are going to be self-realized if you are not already. Ready? What am I? This is the question, and for the answer, I'm going to just ask you, think of the answer, what am I? Yeah, most people are getting energy, consciousness. Yes, now let's bring it more personal. I am saying my body, my mind, I, right? Everyone says, I am saying my body, my mind. What am I? You can feel I. Exactly that I that you are feeling. That I is a word synonymous with the word. Ready for it? Life. I means life. The one omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, eternal and everlasting life. That is what I means. The word I equals life. Now, if we know what I means, everyone who knows that is self-realized. Because I means self, and if self means life, now self knows what it is, and that is self-realization. And that's all there is to it. So now what's the big deal about it? Because self-realization is very different from self-actualization. People usually tend to use the words law of attraction and manifestation as though they are one and the same. But just think of the words. Attraction means to pull towards us like a magnet. And manifestation means to create. Now you immediately realize that they are two different things. So now let's start from where I began the talk. If you really want something, the whole universe is going to conspire with you to achieve it, is what Paulo Coelho said in The Alchemist. And I read that book when I was in school, I guess, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, I just need to think of what I want and I could just have it. And I'll tell you a little incident from my life. The year is 2008. And I was in a flight at the window seat with a mesmerizing book in my hand. I just couldn't put it down. You must have all read that book. It's called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And in the book, it says, ask, believe, and receive. These are the 3 simple, easy steps. And so it also says, try it out first with something simple. Okay, so I'm in a flight, and immediately my green leather bag that I checked in at baggage comes to mind. And I think, okay, when I land, I'm flying from Bangalore to Cochin. So I'm thinking, the moment I land in Cochin, I want my bag to be number 3. I'm not putting 1 and 2 because it's a little too stressful. But I want my bag to be number 3 on the conveyor belt when it comes through. And already the tension and the anticipation and the excitement starts building. I can't read any further in the book, so I keep off the book. And I can't wait for the flight to land. The flight lands and I'm the first to get out of the flight because I need to be there because my bag is coming out number 3, right? So I asked. Now, who was I asking? When you say ask, receive and believe, who are you going to ask? We'll leave that for a little bit later. But anyway, I've asked according to Rhonda Byrne, and now I'm believing that, yes, it's going to be there, number 3 on the belt. And now I'm ready to receive it. So I'm right there, conveyor belt starts rolling, and I can't take my eyes off those flappy little curtains on the conveyor belt. I'm like, yeah. And the first bag comes up. Okay, my heart is pounding. Now someone comes to talk to me and I'm like, 1 minute, I can't talk to you right now. And I continue to look and the second bag comes up and I'm like, oh my God. And then the third bag comes up. And yes, it was my green leather bag. And oh my God, the secret has taken over and the law of attraction works. And I used the law of attraction for a couple of, maybe a year or 2. And gradually, not everything I'm asking and believing I'm receiving. So now I'm thinking, why doesn't the law of attraction work for everything? So now let's come to, who are we asking when we ask and then believe and receive? So to get to that, I'll have to talk about 4 stages of identification. I talk about this in detail in my upcoming book, The Autobiography of God, which is going to be released very soon this year. And I'll just give you a glimpse of the 4 stages or the 4 levels of identification. Now, identification is everything that I believes it is. That is why identification, right? So, the first stage is called the victim stage, where people believe that life is happening to me. And they say, why is life always like this to me? Why is everything unfair? So nothing works out for me. It's that crybaby stage. And I know that none of the viewers of Josh Talks are at that level of consciousness or identification. So let's get to stage 2. And this is the stage where we use the law of attraction. This is the stage of the attractor. And this person believes that life is happening for me. Everything happens for me. And this is where the alchemist quote comes in. If you really want something, that really counts. If you really want something, the whole universe conspires with you to achieve it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it works at that level of identification, where you identify as the mind. Not my mind. I am the mind, and I can use the power of the mind to attract anything I want. This is the level of identification. The third stage of identification is the tool. I am a tool of the superpower. And these are religious people then, who believe that everything comes to me from a superpower and I receive it. And everything I do, I am used as a tool by the superpower. And this is a more comfortable stage where there's not that stress that you have to create your life. Life happens through you. And that is where the earliest quote, my adaptation of the famous Paulo Coelho quote from The Alchemist. My adaptation is this: if you really want something, the universe is conspiring to achieve it through you. And that is why it's happening to you. And that is why it's popping up in your head as a particular desire. That is the word desire. Without desire, there is no life. And where does desire come from? Have you ever thought? Where did that desire to do this, that desire to have this, that desire to be this, where did it come from? It came from somewhere outside you, is what you think, till that stage, because you're still identifying as the body and the mind. But like I said earlier, if it is my body and my mind, then who am I? I'm life. And that is the fourth stage of identification. Identification, I equals life. Now this is stage 4. And here is when you actually become a creator. Now you are a manifester. Now you are not the body and the mind. The body and the mind are your tools. You are conscious energy called life, eternal, infinite, abundant, everything. Just everything plus nothing. Now, creation and manifestation is simple. If I created the entire universe, now when I say I, you don't see it as me, right? As Lena who's speaking to you? No. I is one common word that we all use, but it's one. That is why we say we are all one. If you understand this clearly, I know it's a lot to grasp in one talk. I would suggest you please go and listen to this talk again and again, a couple of times. It's going to really help. If you have the time, please spend the time. Go through every little bit, take your notes down on it. I know you grasped it in your consciousness. Let your mind distill this information. And now, if you identify as life itself, you can create anything. And now you will start to create things which are out of this world. Like an Elon Musk. And Elon Musk creates things that have never been on earth. Anyone we have called an inventor till now. An inventor is now creating something that has not existed on earth till now. Those are creators, my friends. And every one of us has the capacity to be a creator, a manifester. It's not about sitting and writing affirmations and making vision boards. Please do that. That's absolutely fun. And that works on a certain level. But if you want to tap into your unlimited potential and really create something of value in the world that has not existed so far, please identify as I. And remember, I equals life. You are life itself, and you can create anything that life wants to create through the particular body and mind that is listening to this right now. Wishing you a brilliant and brilliant life. Now we see life, the word life, very differently. So it's life, living a lifetime. That is, a lifetime is the time that life is in that particular body and mind. Don't waste the beautiful body and mind that you have come in. Thank you so much. Wishing you all the very best in life.
നിങ്ങൾ ഈ ടോക്കിന്റെ അവസാനത്തിലെത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായും എന്നെപ്പോലെ നിങ്ങളും ഇൻസ്പയർഡ് ആയിരിക്കും നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്വപ്നങ്ങൾ നേടാനായി. ഏതൊരു ഫീൽഡിലും സക്സസ് ആവാൻ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആണ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ സ്കിൽസ്. നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിലുള്ളത് ശരിയായ രീതിയിൽ മറ്റുള്ളവരോട് പറയുമ്പോഴാണല്ലേ നമ്മുടെ ആദ്യ വിജയം സംഭവിക്കുന്നത്. എന്നാൽ പലർക്കും അത് സാധിക്കാതെ പോകുന്നു. എങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, ഞാൻ ചെയ്താൽ ശരിയാകുമോ എന്ന ചിന്തകൾ പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ കോൺഫിഡൻറ്റ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ എന്ന സ്വപ്നം ഒരു സ്വപ്നമായി തന്നെ മാറ്റുന്നു. എന്നാൽ വീട്ടിലിരുന്നുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഈ സ്വപ്നം നേടാൻ സാധിക്കും എന്ന് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതെ, ജോഷ് ടോക്സ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് സ്പീക്കിംഗ് ആപ്പിലൂടെ നിങ്ങളുടെ സമാന ചിന്താഗതിക്കാരായ 1000-ലധികം സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനെ കണ്ടുമുട്ടാനും അവരോടൊപ്പം ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യാനും സാധിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പോൾ തന്നെ താഴെ തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ലിങ്കിൽ ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്ത് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് യുവർ ഫ്രീ ട്രയൽ ടുഡേ.
ഈ ടോക്ക് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇഷ്ടമായെങ്കിൽ ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യൂ, ഷെയർ ചെയ്യൂ, കമന്റ് ബോക്സിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ അഭിപ്രായം രേഖപ്പെടുത്തൂ. പുതിയ വീഡിയോകൾക്കായി സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യൂ.